Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here. It's Sunday morning, Sunday special report, and I'm outside on a rainy Sunday out here at the cottage hanging out. And I've got a special report today on my 5 recommended players that Messiah and Bobby should draft on Wednesday and Thursday for the 2024 NBA draft. And of course, the first round will be Wednesday night starting at 8 p.m. And then the second round, the Raptors will pick the first pick on the second day at 4 p.m. on Thursday. So this is a big week, and there's not much time to lead up to it. I usually do more draft coverage, but we've been doing so many instant scouts that I feel like we've covered the draft pretty good. But today we're going to go a little more in depth. I'm going to talk a little bit more. Some of my opinions have changed, and my 5 may surprise people today. There's not the same 5 that I had a week ago. I went and watched more footage of some of the center prospects for this draft, and I decided some things. And some people I'm not as high on as I was at the beginning yesterday as I am today. Of course, the number one guy I want the Raptors to draft is Zach Edey, Purdue, Toronto boy. Yeah, we want to get this guy on our team because this league is getting bigger and taller all over the place. With Victor Wembanyama, we see our guy Oliver Ryu coming down the pipeline. We got Chet Holmgren. Well, a 7'4" Raptor would be a good thing to have. And Zach Edey's got that light touch. He's got that size. Sure, he has some limitations. Sure, he has some certain things that may not allow him to play in certain situations. But just like how Rowan Barrett Sr. and Jordi Fernandez are looking for specialty defenders for people like Joel Embiid, well, we need to think about that too on our team for the Raptors. In some ways, we don't want to have a situation like we did around Tampa where we didn't really have a legit center and other teams just absolutely killed us. We had the same situation in the second half of the season this year when Jakob Poeltl went out. So I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to be the little kid that gets bullied at the schoolyard because the big boys are playing and beating us. So in some ways, getting Zach Edey is some insurance to have a big body, a big guy to meet them with that height. And that's something that I really do value. So that has not changed or wavered. I am with my guy, Zach. I know that there's been very, very muddled, different opinions about him. His stock was very low in the beginning, and now it has risen. And it sounds like there's a couple teams that have interest in him. The ESPN media machine's trying to funnel him to either the Lakers or the Heat. There's a lot of bullshit going on. Well, we're going to have to see. In some ways, I trust Bobby and Messiah that if they need to make a trade to trade up from their 19th pick into the higher part of the teens, then I'm all about it and do that if they can figure it out. Now, there is also this kind of philosophy because of Zach's limitations as far as there's some worry about him getting up and down the floor okay in a fast transition game. There's worry about him not having a good outside shot. There are concerns about him in certain ways, but this is what I would say. Maybe Bobby and Messiah will have this philosophy. It's like, well, if it's meant to be with Zach, he'll be there at 19. If he's not there at 19, well, we can't do jack shit. We can't do nothing about it. He's not there at 19. So in some ways, I can see them having that philosophy where they're kind of like, if Zach is there at 19, we're grabbing him no matter what. But if he isn't there, he just isn't there. And we got to go with what we want next as far as things. And that has changed. I was very firmly in the Kel'el Ware camp for a long time, but I have soured on him more and more as time has gone on. I just can't trust anybody who may not want to be there at fully. I just can't. At this point, Toronto, especially as a franchise, the only franchise in Canada, we can't put a flyer on a guy like Kel'el Ware if he's going to be casual. If he's going to be kind of like, my heart's not into it. In some ways, I'm kind of like, I wish I was in another team, maybe not Toronto. That could be much a problem with Ware if we bring him up here. So I don't like that kind of chance of like a bust because of personality. In some ways, we just went through one of the most toxic years of the Raptors last year, not this past year with Darko's year, the last year of Nick. And in some ways, we don't want any characters that aren't fully hearted being here. Because that's one of the things we cleared out this past season in the wedgie season. People who didn't totally, I'm not saying that Siakam did not want to be here. He did. But I'm just saying some people's hearts weren't totally with the Raptors anymore. And in some ways, I don't want Kel'el Ware showing up and being that way 2 years down the road or something like that. So he's off my list. I am not recommending Kel'el Ware to Masai and Bobby at this point. There's just too many red flags. And in some ways, I've heard things from his teammates. I've heard things from his coaches saying that his heart is not in basketball like it should be, like a true competitor would. So in some ways, I'm off that Kel'el train. And you know which train I'm on now? Baylor's Yves Missi. Oh, my gosh. Missi is something else. I'm going to say this right now. And in some ways, Missi is a Masai and Bobby kind of guy. Yves Missi of Baylor. I watched more of his highlights yesterday. I'm really, really big on this guy now. The thing is, this guy's a lob threat. This guy's a big, strong guy. He'll be able to do some rim protection, and he'll also be able to be a very good defender. Now, some of the stuff about him with his offense is very close to the basket. Sure, he doesn't have much of an outside shot, and there may be some concerns that he's a hackable player for putting on the free throw line. But Missi has a crazy ups. He has crazy strength already for an NBA body already coming in the league. It's like when I saw them draft Scott Barnes, I was like, well, he's already got an NBA body. Look at his shoulders. They look like Dwight Howard's. Well, Yves Missi is kind of like that. And the great thing is he's very springy. He can get up and down real quick, and he has second effort. It's really, really great. So I like Yves Missi now as my second best pick. If Zach's not there, I think y'all should get the Baylor guy. Because seriously, this dude's got a drive and a heart to him that is absolutely fantastic. So Yves Missi is actually my second pick at this point after Zach Edey, because there's just certain things about him that I see already that are very good as far as lob threat, just like Dallas was doing. We want more lob threats for Emmanuel and Scotty. That's Missi. In some ways, we need more rim protection and somebody who will challenge people that come in at the basket. That's Yves Missi. This guy wants to block shots. This guy comes after people. In some ways, one of the knocks on him is he's going to foul too much because he's so aggressive. So, hey, that's a problem I like, especially with a 7-foot wingspan and a man that can get up there and throw it down real easy. In some ways, he gets these lobs in his Baylor career that he had no business getting to and throwing down. So I've officially gone off the Kel'el Ware train, and I'm on the Yves Missi train now. Yeah, guys. Yeah. You guys go check him out. You might like him too. Now, another player we talked a lot about in the recent weeks and months is Tyler Smith of the G League Ignite. Now, I've decided something at this point. In some ways, this was a tough decision. I went and watched more of his highlights from G League Ignite last year. And in some ways, what happened with Tyler Smith is he was on a sinking ship. You know, it's weird. How do you gauge Matthias Buzelis? How do you gauge Ron Holland? How do you gauge Tyler Smith when they were on a team that was really a lame duck team that was going down the tubes? And really, in some ways, this is the thing. I paid attention in G League last year. And the G League Ignite was one of the worst G League teams in the league last year. So in some ways, them coming from G League as guys that didn't go to college and they just did a year or two in G League is not attractive at this point. I see Scoot Henderson. I'm like, yeah, meh, I was right. Scoot Henderson's kind of eh. So G League Ignite guys are not exciting me at this point. In some ways, I don't trust Tyler Smith because he was on a losing team in a losing place in a G League that they should have been winning more. Seriously, if they're so premium talent, they should have been winning more and figuring out ways to win with that squad. So I'm souring on Tyler Smith at this point. In some ways, he's off my list. Now, he's a backup just in case. Like, I do have him on my list still, and it's really only because he's a great three-point shooter. In some ways, he is a good three-point shooter out of all the different things. But in some ways, I'm not recommending drafting him. I'm saying, you know what? If you can get Tyler Smith at 31, Masai and Bobby, go ahead. But don't draft him at 19 for sure. And only get him if he's at 31. If he's left over at 31, that's a value pick. But otherwise, stay away from Tyler Smith is what I'm saying. In some ways, his offense and what he did last year for G League Ignite doesn't mean jack shit. Let's just put it that way. In some ways, I worry about Buzelis for the same reason. Seriously. Those G League Ignite guys, they shouldn't be getting good props because they were on a shitty team, a very, very bad team. So Tyler Smith has fallen off my top 5, guys. He's not there anymore. I will tell you who I've gotten bigger on in the last day or so, and that is Filipowski for the Duke Blue Devils. In some ways, I like this kid. He's weird because he's not totally like the center that I kind of really want, but this is the weird thing. He actually added more shot blocking to his game recently, so he can be a rim protector to a degree, but he's a weird player. He's very bottom heavy and not as much on the top part of his body, so he doesn't have as much strength to go against big guys down low. In some ways, he's going to have to be a finesse or crazy, like a Fulham kind of post player. But his shot outside is fantastic. He has a great court presence and like awareness. So there's things about him, Kyle Filipowski, that I like at this point. Plus, I don't mind him coming and playing next to another Duke Blue Devil named RJ Barrett on the Toronto Raptors. He's in the family. So he's an interesting, intriguing guy. And he is now my number 3 recommended pick because he's going to bring another added bonus to shooting. In some ways, he's very much like a Kelly. There's a lot of parallels between Kelly's game and Filipowski's game. So if we want to get that passing center, that kind of guy coming up in our roster with Kelly, being older, he may be the guy. So I can recommend Kyle Filipowski at 19 if there's no Edey and maybe no Missy. So I would say he's my 3rd pick right now to recommend Kyle. And it's really because his 3-point shooting is one of the best out of all these guys I'm talking about. And we're looking at centers. Just so y'all know, I'm not putting anybody that's not a center on my 5 list. But I will share with you my favorites at the other positions before we're done. So, yeah, Filipowski is my 3rd pick. Now, let's see. What else we got here? Now, some people, listen, I'm going to talk about this real quick. You guys have been really big on Ryan Dunn. You guys have been really big on him. Yeah. And he's being called the best defender in this draft. And I won't doubt it. I mean, I've seen highlights of him and how he blocks shots at his size. I've seen how he is a player that gets steals and is just a shit disturber. I like that about him. In some ways, I see some things in him that could be very, very valuable in the NBA. The problem is that Ryan Dunn, on the other end of the court, is just not skilled at all. He's not a shooter. He can't shoot. So in some ways, he's really like a one-way player as a defensive player. And that's scary. That's scary in today's NBA because you need everybody to contribute. And if he's no good on offense, well, double teams are coming to Scotty Barnes. So in some ways, I'm like, I know that you guys were so big on Ryan Dunn this whole time. And in some ways, the defensive side of him is very, very attractive. But the fact that his offensive game is just not is scary. In some ways, I don't recommend picking him. In some ways, I would be more happy with Keyshawn George because this guy, in some ways, has both to a degree. In some ways, Keyshawn George, the first time I saw him, maybe it was a haircut. He reminded me a bit of a Kawhi. There was a strong-armed, big-shouldered guard forward that kind of a wing that has a really good defensive presence and has some offensive skills in shooting already. So if you're going to pick between Ryan Dunn and Keyshawn George, I'm going to go with George, the Miami player, even though that pains me to say, the Hurricane. Because in some ways, he's a more complete player than Ryan Dunn, even if Ryan Dunn's the best defender in this draft. So in some ways, these guys are not on my list. This is just my aside for the small forward position. These are my 2 guys, though. I'll say Masai and Bobby. If you picked Ryan Dunn, I won't be upset because it may mean you saw something more for developing his offense in a good way. But, yeah, I would say if you're going to pick somebody at that position, get George. He's been mock drafted on our team many, many times in a lot of the mock drafts with Bleacher Report and ESPN and all them. And Keyshawn George is not a bad pick if y'all really do want to get a wing because there are a lot of shades of Kawhi in certain ways in him. But I will tell you who my 4th pick to draft is, and this is totally out of the blue. You guys have not heard this name yet on this channel. This is somebody who actually went off the charts at the Combine. This guy had the number 1 in so many categories at the Combine, and his name is Adem Bona. Adem Bona, yeah. And first of all, he is a guy from Africa. He's another big, like Missy, who's very strong and very big. But this is the thing. He had the best stats on second chance, the best stats on energy, on all over the place, like just being everywhere. So why wouldn't you want an almost 7-foot guy that's absolute energy, has shot blocking, is all about like defense and all over the place. So I'm officially saying if you guys can, in the 31st pick, draft this guy. He may go later in the second round. Some people may be like, you know what? He's kind of near the bottom of the second round. I'm saying, listen, his stock is rising quickly. And in some ways, Bobby Masai may be smart to get him at 31, especially if they've already liked him and they think he's good. His stock is on the rise. Other people are going to try and get him before 40. So if you guys want to get ahead and you really like Bona, go get him. Seriously, he is something else. I watched him more closely yesterday, and he made my list on the last day of me checking. So Adem Bona, that is the fourth name that I am suggesting to the front office, Bobby Webster and Masai Ujiri, to draft. Yeah, there you go. Now, we've talked a lot about point guards, and you guys have brought me 2 point guards recently that I absolutely love. And if Bobby and Masai really want to get a point guard, these are the only 2 I want them to get. And that is Bub Carrington. Bub Carrington has a very long arm wingspan, and he has a lot of potential as a playmaker for like a long person. In some ways, I want the Raptors to get back to Vision 6'9" and think about wingspan and defensive stuff like they have for most of the last 10 years when they're drafted. Continue to do that. It's still important. We may not do a whole team of 6'9" Centurions, the whole phalanx of 6'9" guys, but we do still need to have players at positions that have length. And Carrington's that kind of guy at point guard. So if you want the point guard project, you really got to get a young point guard. I would say get Bub Carrington if you really, really want to, but I'm not recommending it totally. But I like the length and the playmaking of him. Now, my other guard is the other guy we've been talking about, the Spanish point guard, Juan Nunez. His court vision is unmatched. In some ways, he is the guy who's finding people in really good opportunities. He may not have many other good skills in general, but he's definitely a good point guard, and somebody will find people. Now, the thing is, he has experience already in the international level, FIBA, for Team Spain. So I really like Juan Nunez for being more of a veteran kind of guy coming in. If I was drafting an American point guard, I wouldn't trust him. You draft a Spanish point guard who's already been running there. That's a team game. He knows how to play the position correctly. So that's why I would say the other point guard recommendation is Juan Nunez. And that's really a reach at 31. I don't know how you would get him. Maybe you get him undrafted if he falls all the way through, which is probably not likely. But I'm just saying, those are the 2 guys, if you're going to get a point guard, Bobby and Masai, that I give you a thumbs up on. But otherwise, the very, very good point guards are in the top 10, and those guys aren't going to be around, so I didn't realistically look at them. But those other guys I just named, those are the guys I like, just so you know. All right, the last guy on my 5 to draft, Zach Edey, Yves Missi, Kyle Flipowski, Adem Bona, is Jonathan Mogbo. That's right, Jonathan, Scotty's buddy. Of course, I'm going to still push him. In some ways, some people are saying he plays just like Scotty. If Masai and Bobby drafted him, they'd have 2 Scotties running out there. And Scotty would love that. Yeah, my guy Jay Nathan, he's just like me. We're just twins. We're twinning. Scotty could be twinning on the court with Jonathan. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. In some ways, that'd be a dream come true. I think Scotty was very successful this summer in bringing his buddy's stock rise up. He was not in the radar for the top 60 picks in this draft. And then Scotty started promoting him. Lloyd started promoting him. And boom, all of a sudden, he's showing up on draft boards and rising up. People started noticing the kid from San Francisco. So that's the thing. I don't know if Mogbo should be drafted at 31. That may be a reach. But if he's undrafted at the end of the draft, put that flyer on him, put that 2-way on him, and bring him to Toronto to be on the Raptors with his best friend, Scotty Barnes. Because, that, once again, synergy, you play for your country, you play for your city, you play for your friend. Yeah, you get up for it. Ask RJ Barrett. Ask, somebody like Emmanuel Quickley playing with RJ Barrett. Ask Scotty if Jonathan shows up. Jonathan will play hard for Scotty, and Scotty will play hard for Jonathan. And have each other's back. In some ways, we need a big Oakley enforcer around Scotty to protect him, just like he did for Vince Carter and Michael Jordan in his past, Charles Oakley. Jonathan can be that guy who takes the lumps and hands out receipts just for his buddy Scotty if anybody gets a little too dirty with him on the court. That's the kind of stuff I like. And in some ways, Jonathan, he's my 5th pick. So Masai, Bobby, those are my 5 guys that I say green light and go. Get it. Zach Edey, Yves Missi, Kyle Flipowski, Adem Bona, and Jonathan Mogbo. That's right, guys. There you go. There's my 5. Boom, goes that dynamite. Yeah. And I'll tell you the rest of my okay players to draft as we go on the stream. Let's check out the chat at this point. There's my spiel on the first part. And that's the part, some people want to just show up and see the subject. They don't want to hear a bunch of bullshit at the beginning. Well, there you go. There's the content for the title of the stream. Now we go to Raptor Freak Family Business. That's right. Trevor J is first in this morning. Commissioner of Fun. We are a fun channel, aren't we? We are so fun that I'm outside and I'm going to do this. This is a salute for Dana and Cowboy and all my other greenheads. Yeah. Strawberry amnesia. Yeah, there you go. Strawberry amnesia. All right, let's get going here. Good morning, Raptors family. Privilege is given, love, respect, and trust is earned. But to live and to be alive, truly a blessing of God's grace and mercy. So say thank you on this morning, on this glorious, rainy Sunday morning, and behind the God-given, God-created nature behind me. That's right. It's not hard to get some gratitude when you see the beauty in nature. Go get lost in it today. Go outside, touch grass, like Scotty would say, and go and look at something more intricately, something more detailed, like a butterfly, like a tree, like whatever nature and our creator has created. And you will find that there's a real privilege to be alive still and to see that beauty. Yeah, I love it, Trevor J. Always great words of wisdom. We love you, Trevor J. You are awesome. He's also saying Canada's under 18 women beat Brazil on June the 30th, went to the under 17 men's basketball. Will play in Basketball World Cup, Canada versus Egypt. All right, keeping us abreast of the other Team Canada teams other than the men's team. Very much Canada basketball is on the rise at all different programs. We are coming up and we're meddling more often, whether it's 3-on-3 basketball, whether it's the women's, whether it's the men's, whether it's undergroups. Canada is doing way, way, way better at this point. Those young ladies had some swag yesterday. I'm going to tell you, when they were beaten down on Brazil, they had some swag. After the game, they were doing all kinds of cool, like, celebrations. So that's pretty cool. Tommy Dookie is here, our West Coast Raptor Freak president out in Victoria, British Columbia, holding it down on the West Coast for us. Good morning, Lex. How do our front office traditionally act around the draft? Do they have their minds made up, or are they open to what is presented by other GMs? This is a fantastic question by Tom. And, well, the draft, the nature of it is you just have to be on your toes. There's all kinds of stuff that could happen. Last year, let's talk about last year. Grady getting drafted a year ago yesterday. Very cool to see Grady celebrating his draft day. And, well, let's think about this. In some ways, Grady was projected to be in the top 8 of the draft last year. And of course, we got him at 13. So I'll bet you this, they probably had somebody totally else in mind, Tom, and that Grady fell to them and they were just overjoyed because honestly, Grady should have been picked in the top 10 last year. And this is going to be something over time when people see how his career develops, they'll be like, holy crap, the Raptors got a steal at 13. So it really is, Tom, they got to be reflexive to what happens each pick. It's just like in a draft when we do fantasy drafts. You got to see who Fiercey's going to pick so you know who you're going to pick next. So it really is they have to be on their toes. They can have a general outline of who they think they can try and get. They can kind of have intel and hear what other people are saying about other teams, who they intend to draft. They can look at the mock drafts like we do and kind of pretend and look at it and try and figure it out. But there's no concrete anything. And in the day of the draft, that is the final picks. And the way that they all fall, it could be there's an opportunity at 19. That's the other thing. This draft is more in the middle of the first round. It's not near the top 10. Like the Grady thing was like, well, we could get a top 10 player that falls at 13. That'd be fantastic. Boom, Grady did. This time, though, they have to be a little bit different. In some ways, they may have their top 20 players that they like. And, well, by the time they get to 19, let's say that there's 6 of those guys still on the board. And they kind of look at it, and I mean, they're probably going to draft for the best available at that point. If there's something crazy like Klingon is all of a sudden at 19, they're going to take Klingon because he's just there, honestly. So I could see that. I hope this is what happens with Zach. I really do. I hope that some people are just like, yeah, we can't get him. He's too slow. And he falls to 19, and we actually do get him at 19. That would be the most ideal thing. I know in some ways some people are saying, why? Why do we want this lumbering big guy who's like Jakob in some ways, and we don't like Jakob? Well, you idiots who don't like Jakob are idiots, first of all. And once again, I will double down on saying that Zach Edey is a necessary kind of person to have on your team with the new era of Wembayama. So just understand this. So it's really on the fly, Tommy, and it's going to depend on what the picks are right before us. Like Orlando could do some shady shit. Like they picked Caleb Houston right before us when we got Koloko. And we really kind of wanted Caleb Houston because he's best friends with Scott, seriously. And he's a Canadian too. So it'll be interesting to see. They got to just go on the fly and improvise is kind of how it goes. Tommy's talking about Bruce Brown and Chris Boucher and money. Interesting. It's interesting to see Bruce and Chris in the chat. I have not seen their heads in the chat. Tommy working as the emoticon gnome. I should say gnome. The emoticon gnome. Changing our emoticons while I sleep in the middle of the night. Woo! It's so interesting. Tommy's got Bruce in there. I hadn't seen Bruce in there. Trevor's saying also they're saying the Bulls remain with trade talks with OKC, the Raptors, and the Hornets for Patrick Williams. Yeah, whatever. Once again, Trevor, my style. I'm not going to go on heavy on trade rumors and stuff like that and opining on them until something happens. Then I will comment on it. Monique is here, the super fan Monique Lawrence, one of our favorite people on this channel. She is MVP. She is Hall of Fame trivia master. She is Monique, the super fan Lawrence. That's right. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Can't stay long. Hoop Queens this afternoon. Scotty Barnes camp officially started last night. Scarborough Shooting Stars last night got their championship rings. Yeah, Mo was busy on the Facebook chat late last night. So was I. I have some news for you guys too. But Mo, really paying attention closely to the CBL celebration out in Scarborough. Scarborough Shooting Stars having a game and giving their rings last night. Very pretty blue rings. Very interesting rings. I like them. A lot of dignitaries in the crowd. RJ Barrett showing up for Scarborough Shooting Stars last night, making an appearance at that game last night, as well as Corey Joseph. Corey Joseph showing up for his brother who plays for the Shooting Stars. And yeah, that's pretty cool to see. Corey's been in the news a lot lately. And then our guy, RJ. We love you, RJ, so much. And Corey, man, I feel bad for you. Also, Monique going to the Hoop Queens event today. She'll definitely have to give us her report when she comes back and let us know what that sector of Canadian basketball is like right now, the Hoop Queens. So yeah, I want to hear about that. Also, Scotty has started his Mississauga basketball camp yesterday. They're going to be going again today. A lot of kids there, full gym. There's so many cool clips on Instagram and on his social media right now of him interacting with the kids. Like I tell y'all, he don't like talking to adults, but he loves talking to them kids and high-fiving them and running around and playing like a kid with the kids. And there's a really funny clip of him dancing with this one kid. And, man, that kid has skills. I'm just going to say that. That kid has skills. A couple of those kids that were dancing with Scotty, they had the rhythm right. Oh, my gosh. And that must be a dance that they're doing on TikTok or somewhere right now because they all knew the moves. And, man, Scotty, it was hilarious, Scotty. You guys are awesome. And Scotty enjoys this so much. This is so gratifying to him to do these camps with young people, whether it's in China, whether it's here in Canada, whether it's in Florida. He loves doing these camps with the kids. And it means so much. It's a most powerful way in some ways he can give back because these kids, who knows? There may be some future Team Canada players that were in Mississauga yesterday that came to Scotty Barnes camp and that shaped them for the rest of their lives. So, yeah, I love you, Scotty. Good job on your first day. Looks like it was a huge success. And the vibes are immaculate, my guy. Yeah, the vibes are immaculate. David Saborin is here, the commissioner of trivia. He's saying, morning, Mo. All right, let's get to the classic card. All right, I'm going to listen to David. First, I'm going to do a little. Let's make this classic cosmic card psychedelic, baby. Psychedelic Sundays. Man, I missed that. Where did that go? Psychedelic Sundays, Q107. Come on now. Come on back. All right, let me see. I got my box, my cosmic card box. And I will be selecting one card out of here. David is the judge. I'm just the messenger. I will show you the card, and he will tell you who's getting the points and for how much. Now, spelling could count. David is taking all kinds of things into consideration, so don't half-ass it. In some ways, I wouldn't even say don't just full ass it, full body it, just in case, because David could be a stickler. Let's just put it that way. All right, who am I getting today? Oh my gosh! All right, guys. All right, this is gonna be fun. All right, listen. First person that writes it in and be fast will get whatever points he says you'll get. All right, so David will write it in the name of who got in there first. And who gets the points. Now, David, I hope you see the chat as the same way as I do. If I see that you gave it to somebody else and I see somebody else is ahead of them, I may dispute it just because of what I see on my screen. Okay, just so we know, because I don't know. Sometimes the screens look different, remember? Yeah, we knew that. All right, who's ready? Who's here? Our top two right now, Seymour Pape and Smooth here. We will see. Here it is. You better go quick. That's all I got to say right here. You better go quick. I don't even want to show it to you too well. Seriously, I don't want to show it to you too well. There you go. Like, oh, it's coming away now. It's like you can't even see it better. It's like fading back because I don't want you to see it as well. You got to figure this out. If you don't know who this is by now, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Come on. Y'all know who that is. Seriously. Come on now. Let's just say Raptor champion was a Raptor champion is associated with this guy. Yeah, one Raptor champion, a guy who didn't even play. Vernon Maxwell. Come on, Isaac. You can't see who that was? Seriously, y'all. Come on now. I don't want to bring it closer. It's too easy. James, you think that's Olajuwon? You're close. He was a teammate of Olajuwon, but that's not Olajuwon. That's not Olajuwon. Good guess. Not really, guys. I'm really surprised that you guys didn't get this right away. Charles Barkley. Isaac, are you trying to be funny? Are you trying to be funny? He is the other guy that would be with this guy and Olajuwon. So, oh, man, he's fading so far back now. I don't even know if you guys can see him anymore. Maybe this is too difficult. This is not difficult. Seriously, y'all, what's going on here? There you go. James got it. Of course, it's Scottie Pippen. How could you not know that that's Scottie Pippen, guys? Scottie Pippen, of course. That's in some ways I thought that was just too easy. Look at yeah, it's a Scottie Pippen Houston card. In his little brief failed experiment with the Rockets to try and chase a championship with a super team of Charles Barkley, Akeem Olajuwon, and Scottie Pippen, dream teamers, and Olajuwon being one of the best ever. Okay, 50 points to James. Yeah, I agree with that ruling, Judge David, because honestly, this is too easy. This is a dream team guy. This is a guy who was on the 12 that went to Barcelona and won the gold for USA. He's just too well known. He's all over The Last Dance. He is a legitimate top 75 player in the NBA's history. There's just too much there for Scottie Pippen to not be gotten right away. I'm shocked y'all didn't just get it right away. Seriously, I showed it right here, and then you guys were like, and I faded it back. All right, you can see my reflection in there. It's because it's a reflective card. Look, woo, trippy, psychedelic Sundays. It's me in the card. I'm stuck in Scottie's world. No. All right, 50 points to James. Good to see James getting on the trivia board for season 4. Now we've got 3 competitors in the gauntlet. Yes. All right, let's go back to the chat. Thank you, Commissioner Jay, for commissioning the fun of the classic card. And thank you, Commissioner Saborin, for adjudicating. That's right. All right, Mo's saying top 5 drafts for her, Tyler, Zach, Kellel, Flip, and Jonathan Mogbo. Couple bonus, Keyshawn George. There you go. Yeah, she's got some of the same kind of names as me on her list. You know, I told you I've dropped Kellel and I'm putting in Missy now. I really like Missy. You're saying Tyler Smith. Yeah, I dropped him also, and I brought in Bona because these two guys, in some ways, they are the kind of players I want right now. In some ways, I don't want more offense. I want more defense. I want more rebounding. I want more size. I want more wingspan. These are the things I want for the Raptors right now. In some ways, we need to shore up the front lines. And these guys that, you know, I'm all about them. But, you know, I don't think, listen, if Bobby Masai picked Kellel Ware, they may know something about him that I don't know and that they can make him work. So that's part of it. Tyler Smith, same kind of thing. They all of a sudden are like, yeah, we'll get Tyler Smith. And once again, I trust Masai and Bobby. And if they do something totally different than what I recommend today, I'm not going to be upset like some Raptors fans will get. If they don't draft exactly who I want, I'm mad at Bobby and Masai. Like, why? Why? You guys got mad at them because he drafted Scottie Barnes. And then what the hell, y'all? Y'all, probably some of y'all that were mad at them for drafting Scottie Barnes instead of Jalen Suggs are now these people that just love Scottie Barnes so much, that are all over the Legacy Scottie Instagram page and just, oh, Scottie's the best. I love him. I eat Subway every day because Scottie, and like you all were probably, some of the people were like, oh, they should have gotten Jalen Suggs. That's what I'm saying. So just trust in Bobby and Masai. I know I'm smart enough to say I'm not smart enough to go against what they're going to say. I didn't want them to draft Grady Dick. Seriously. Afterwards, I was not that enthusiastic about Grady Dick, but I've come fully around on that in a year since then. So, we got to think about it this way is what I will plead with Raptors Nation, Raptors fans, is just trust in Masai. Come on now. Yeah. Let's see. Trevor J saying, basketball coach, nice video out about Yak. Why every team needs a player like him. Exactly. I mean, that's probably really good YouTube work right there. So commend whoever made that clip. Thank you for putting pro Jakob videos out, because honestly, real basketball knowledgeable people that understand the fundamentals, understand what basketball is truly at the guts of it. Jakob Poeltl is a very essential player to have on your team. And it's amazing how clueless a majority or a lot, I don't know, majority, maybe half of the Raptors nation is about the value of Jakob Poeltl. You didn't see how much we lost at the end of the season. Sure, Scott was a part of it, but Jakob Poeltl is a big part of why we lost so much too, guys. Come on now. Monique is saying Corey Joseph supporting his brother at the Scarborough Shooting Stars game last night, of course. Of course, Corey, good to see Corey out. And, you know, in some ways, it is what it is. Corey's just got to live his life and do what he does, even though he's not at the camp. So, Fiercey's here. Good morning to Fiercey Salsera. Good morning, fam, and happy Sunday. Great words of wisdom, Trevor J. And Monique summed up what's going on. Yeah, Monique always doing a good job of that. Let's go to the Instagram stories, since we kind of mentioned some of it. Marquise Noel's in an arena somewhere, walking around. I don't know where he is exactly. Scotty at camp, and we see him with the kids. The kids are all half his height, and they're all dribbling around him. And Scotty's just reveling in it. He just wants to hang out with the kids. He was playing one-on-one with a couple of them, doing fun things like that. There's a really funny clip of Scotty on Twitter that he posted. It's so stupid. Oh, my gosh. Actually, I want to find it and do it justice real quick, because it is really funny what he did on Twitter. There's a clip of a guy talking to a girl about taking her out on a five-star dinner. And he's like, yeah, I'll take you somewhere where let me go pull it up, and I'll just tell you guys what it is. It's hilarious. All right. Where would you take me on a first date? I take you to a five-star restaurant. No, wait, they cook the food right in front of you. They give it, you get in a pick, and you get everything you want. What food is it? Subway. And Scotty's like, great answer is what he wrote on there. It's pretty funny, actually. I mean, he's like telling the girl he's going to take her to a five-star restaurant. It's a great restaurant. You make it in front of you, and you can pick what you want. And she's like, what restaurant is it, Subway? This guy's like, that's a great answer. So even though Scotty's not getting that bag from Subway still, he's still very much in the Subway sphere of things. And that clip is hilarious, honestly. All right, let's see. Yeah, there he is in the middle of all the kids at the camp in Mississauga yesterday. So awesome. And there's the dance with that one kid. Oh my gosh. They're like doing the moves. And Scotty's so impressed with him. You could tell. He's like, this kid, oh my gosh, he was hitting that, is what he was saying. That's amazing. I love that so much. The joy at that camp is so awesome. Also, Scotty putting on blast Jordan Wara's foundation. So I don't know if that's a sign that Wara is going to get re-signed with the Raptors and be back in the fold next year, other than the fact that he's been in Toronto the whole summer so far, is that Scotty Barnes, the face of the franchise of the Raptors, is putting on blast Jordan Wara's foundation on his Instagram stories. That's a good sign that Scotty likes Jordan and that Jordan is going to be his teammate next year. So in some ways, I like that. Jordan Wara was a great breath of fresh air on our team in the last half of the season. In some ways, he has some interesting gutsy skills. If he's still at the end of the bench and just breaking in case of emergency, he's very useful. So I like seeing that in Scotty's Instagram, because that does kind of mean something. If you Brian Windhurst it, think about it. Why would he do that? I mean, other than he's a nice guy and he just wants to put a good cause on blast. I'm just saying he doesn't have to put other players' stuff on blast. Let's see. Miles Burns is in the pool. Precious has got a bottle of wine. Let's see. Legacy Scotty's got all the clips of Scotty's camp. So go there and you can hear Scotty talking and doing all the stuff. Grady is celebrating his 1-year anniversary of getting drafted. He's very, very feeling very blessed because of it. Glory to God always is what he's saying. He still can't totally believe it. He's also celebrating his Kansas teammate Wilder Evans' birthday. So he has a lot of pictures of him and Wilder and their friendship. And yeah, they are very close friends. And somebody's doing a flip on public transit. I think that's Wilder. And yeah, there they are getting a huge T-shirt. Yeah, so Grady has a really good friendship with his Kansas teammate or friend, Wilder. Thad Young is thanking everybody for the great birthday wishes on his birthday this weekend, and he appreciates everybody. Also, he's got some great pictures of his son, Thad Young Jr., looking like a man. Seriously. When he showed up on the Raptors, he had 2 young boys on as sons. Now he's got a young man in the house. I'm telling you, Thad Young Jr. is a young man at this point. No lie at all. Once again, Gary Trent Sr. has got Gary's brothers at the spa, and they're getting their haircut with the razor, real nice lines. And then also pedicures, as always. They're getting the pedicures. I don't even know if these kids like these pedicures. Seriously, they're on their devices probably playing Candy Crush or some shit. And these ladies are just like making their toes immaculate. You know, it's a weird thing. These Gary Trent's senior kids, you know, Trent Jr. What do you think about your dad taking your younger brothers to get pedicures all the time? They're lost on them, I'll bet. There's like at some point some woman's gonna come in their life and say, "Oh, you get pedicures? Oh, I've been getting them since I was a little kid. I just always gotten them. My dad used to get them for us all the time." It's like, that's kind of cool. I like that. You know, it's going to be weird, like all of a sudden. And they're so casual about pedicures and stuff like that. There may be some lady in their life who's like, "Oh, your toes look so good." Yeah, it's because my dad, he just drug us to pedicures constantly. Yeah. I mean, they are there like every other week on the Instagram. Seriously. I can tell. I'm keeping track of the ratio of how often these kids' toes are getting buffed. I'm just saying. All right, Emmanuel is definitely got a new Instagram account. It's called I'm Good, But God is Better. It's fantastic. In some ways, it's a way for him to show his religious side without being like, in some ways, if he did it on his main account, it may turn off some of his fans. But if you are on that tip and you like it and you love Emmanuel, this is a great account to follow. It's fantastic. And he's got all kinds of stuff, words of wisdom, like our guys, Trevor and Randolph and Leo give us. And also, just like very inspirational kind of stuff. So it's a really cool account. Definitely check it out. So give him a follow. I'm Good, But God is Better. Emmanuel is making his spiritual voice heard on this account. So definitely give it a follow. There's a funny clip he posted of Flight Reacts. And Emmanuel's playing for the Knicks, and he stops and he pulls up with a deep three that's like a bit off the 3-point line, and he nails it. And and Flight goes, Who is that? He's like freaking out. It's so hilarious. And I love that he posted that because it's like kind of like him showing his arrival. Yeah. There's even basketball camp at the MLSE Launchpad with Raptors 905 is going on too. It's the summer reading challenge. We see Stripes, the mascot, and Courtney Charles, basketball and franchise operations VP. Yeah, we've met Courtney. He's a really nice guy. He's good friends with Greg, the Gubstown Clink. And yeah, he's the guy running things over at 905. Actually, he did a really good job this year with everything 905. 905 had the best ticket sales in the G League out of all the G League teams. And the 905 has run really well. If you're out on the west side of Toronto, around there, go to a 905 game. Seriously, some people can't afford Raptors games anymore. Well, the 905 is like seriously like the minors. You'll get to see players that are coming up. They will play on the Raptors eventually. So if you want to see them, go to 905, support that team, and do it right. And Jordan Wara, same ad that Scotty shared showing his foundation. There's your Instagram stories for today. Yeah, lots going on. Lots of great camps going on this summer. That's what's up. That's right. Let's go. Alan's here. Good to see Alan Tam. Bam, son. He's saying that's if Edie's available at 19. I know. That's what I'm saying. In some ways, that'll be the sign. Like, is this fool's gold? Or is this hype around Zach Edey built up right or wrong? I don't know. In some ways, there is a sinking feeling that, he could be a stiff and he just not work out in the NBA like he should. Seriously, this is always the worry with this kind of player, the big. You got to worry about this. Is he too slow in certain ways? Is there ways that other teams will just absolutely capitalize on his presence on the court where you can't even play him because he's a liability? So in some ways, this is something that really needs to be thought out right. And that's why I'm kind of at the philosophy, and maybe Masai, if you're hearing me, of, if he's there at that time, take him. It's a value pick no matter what in some ways. But don't try and trade up to get him. Just let it be as it's supposed to. If the Heat get him, okay. If the Lakers get him, okay, whatever. But if he's still there at 19, pull that trigger. And that's the thing. Allen's kind of like, well, if he's there. That's very true. We'll have to see. Maybe the hype is driving him up really, really high. Maybe he's another Greg Oden. Maybe he's not that he's going to get hurt. Maybe he's a Sam. I don't know. He could be something. I don't want him to get hurt. That's for sure. Monique is saying good morning to David. And Shere Khan's here. Shere Khan, a rookie of the year in our history on the Raptor channel. We love Shere Khan. He's the MVP of asking questions to Randy Urban in the Raptors Tonight post-game show after Raptors games. Let's see what Shere Khan's saying. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. I'm a big Carter guy, nut. He is likely a late lottery pick. Carter Guy. Is that a player? I don't think I've even heard that name yet. Carter Guy. Let me see. What is this? Carter Guy. Guy. Wait, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not a name, is it? I'm a big Carter guy. Not he is likely a late lottery pick. Yeah, I don't know. Carter. Which Carter? I don't know. Elaborate for me, please, Shere Khan. Bryce Lawson's here. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Bryce. Hope everything's nice and sunny down in the state of Kentucky. That's right. Cowboys got the whole lineup out there. Okay, he's testing to see who Tom's got in the game today. He's got IQ, Yak, RJ, Edie, Bruce Brown. Yeah, that's RJ. That's not Chris. Scotty. Oh, no, there's Chris. Chris is on there too. Monique, myself, Bobby, and Masai. So we've switched from Team Canada more to Raptors, except for Zach. Zach is there today. Okay, good stuff. Tommy's got the cowboy in the skillet. All right. Shirkan saying Missy is a good pick, but I like Shannon way better for scoring because that is value in the playoffs. Shannon. I think I looked at Shannon a little bit. The Nuggets are really interested in him. Yeah, I didn't really look at him that closely, though. But Shirkan, maybe I will after you said that. Most saying so much talk that goes into the draft. Tom calls trades, meeting, IBM tracking. That's right. It's on the minute. It's on the fly by the second. That's why they count it down to say, all right, you're on the clock. You got to make your decision because it's a ever shifting terrain of how the draft goes. And this is the other thing. This draft is so crazy. It could be trades left and right. There could be so many trades on Wednesday. And they could be very high pick trades. That's the thing. There's talk between the Spurs with their 2 picks and the Hawks of even jumping in at number 1 for the Spurs by shifting around the picks in the top 10. So this is the thing. Everything that's set right now and how it looks right now could be nothing like what it actually looks like the day it goes down. There could be all kinds of movement by all kinds of different teams, including our team. Our team could do some draft day trades and change their picks suddenly. And then all of a sudden, boom, all bets are off. Everything I speculated is catered to the 19th pick. But if they move up or they do something completely different, that's the thing. We got to be on our toes too as fans and expect the unexpected, especially this year. It may be in other years. The Raptors are very kind of easy to predict. They're not going to make any trades. They're going to just use their draft pick. They'll get some unknown guy that's actually going to be a badass like Pascal Siakam. You know, we get the regular MO of the Raptors front office, but this is not a normal year. Just trust me on this. And there may be some very abnormal behavior from our front office that we've never seen before from the Masai Ujiri regime. I'm just telling you, I'm serious. I feel it. I can feel it, Phil Collins, coming in the air tonight. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's go. Let's see. Tom's saying, Mo, how focused do they get on players' picks in the past when were chosen prior to draft day? Well, unless you're the first pick, Tom, you can't really control this. It really is the kind of thing where you got to be by the seat of your pants. Yeah, Tommy's got Zach as a diamond in the rough. I like that. Good morning to you, Mischief. G is here also. Great to see so many names in today. G saying RJ was at the Shooting Stars too. Good picks. Just like we got Grady, we may end up with someone no one saw coming. That was a gift. I really do feel like Grady was just not. We didn't really look at him because I didn't realistically think we'd get him. Once again, I will give credit to Naco the Nacho, who said Grady Dick is a great pick and that he recommended him and he was very big on him. And then, boom, that's what happened. And he was right. And Naco got good credit for that. But, yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Somebody going to fall out that maybe somebody that's like a big name. You know, is Bazelis going to be at 19? Probably not. But those are the kind of things that could happen that are weird. If it's something like Cam Whitmore last year, in some ways, that's where we're picking is 19. And Cam Whitmore was picked at 20 last year. Think about that. It's that kind of pick that I'm talking about. A guy that's supposed to be up higher. Cam Whitmore was supposed to be way up there, and he fell all the way to 20 for Houston last year. So I'm just saying that's the kind of pick that they've got right now. It's like clean up whoever didn't get picked. That's absolutely was speculated to be very high, and they dropped for some reason. You know, unless they scout the guy and they know something the other teams know, and they're going to let him fall some more in the spots, you know. So let's see. Most saying scouting Dan Tolzman. That's right. Dan Tolzman's on top of this like crazy. I'm sure Ben Uzo's on top of this like crazy. Their whole scouting department is on top of this. Yeah. Yeah. Tom's like Adem Bona. Yeah, there you go. Adem Bona. That's right. Nako saying, I saw Grady. I'm expecting Eves, hoping for Kyle. Okay, this is Nako's official. Because in some ways, Nako getting it right last year is going to make me think that Gerald is kind of a draft savant in some ways, because he did get that right last year. So I'm looking at him very closely, and he's expecting Eves Missy. So he likes my prediction as my second pick, if Zach is not there, to go ahead and get Missy. And then he's hoping for Kyle. Kyle, yeah, that'd be great. Either one of those. That's my 2 and my 3. So Nako's kind of lining up with me a little bit this year. It's interesting. G saying Nako meaning knows when saw Grady fall into us. Maybe you did, which is awesome. Well, the thing it was, how it went down, G, was he was bringing him to me and saying Grady's really good. And when I watched Grady, I said, no, he's no good. He's not going to translate to the NBA because he's not fast enough. And it didn't matter. He's not fast enough because he's got that impeccable timing. So it's a weird thing. I mis-scouted him because in some ways I saw how he was playing at Kansas. Like, this isn't the NBA. He can't do this kind of shit the NBA. And then, well, this year I was proven wrong. So, it's just that he was very big on Grady when I wasn't, and he was right. And it wasn't that we actually were predicting they'd get him, but he was saying, yeah, it'd be great if we got him. But yeah. See, Daniel's here. Let's see. Nice to see a new name. Daniel, we talk Raptors, Team Canada basketball, WNBA in Toronto, Canada basketball in general on this channel every morning live at 9:30 a.m. A different subject every day. I hope you'll join us more often, my guy. Thanks for the sub. The big Maple Leaf. Yeah. Zach Edey has to be our pick. I'm praying he falls to us at 19. I'm hearing the Lakers are going to draft him at 17 or the Miami Heat at 15. Yeah, I think that this is ESPN trying to funnel center capital in the league to these teams. In some ways, this is very much a commodity in the league, height, things like Victor has. And in some ways, they want to make it scarce for the Raptors to get centers. That's part of the reason why getting Jakob is so important, because we're nailing down a true center, and we've struggled so badly to get centers on our team since Serge and Mark left after the 2020 season. So it's a weird situation because in some ways, the media machine, ESPN and other places, are basically trying to funnel all the propaganda that the Zach Edey belongs on the Miami Heat or the Los Angeles Lakers. In some ways, I don't even know if they truly are interested in him as a player. It's just that they are trying to make – this is what they do. They always give us a short point guard in the first draft, in the mock drafts, because they want to just push – players on us in weird ways and say that's like kind of why everybody got behind Jalen Suggs. So it's a weird situation. In some ways, they're trying to direct this guy, Zach, to those teams. And it's really just perception or propaganda. Daniel, good to see you, man. And I hope you're right. I want him to fall 2 to 19. And yeah, I don't want those other teams to snatch him before. James is saying, Lex, maybe you could top 5 free agents you want on the Raps. Yeah, I'll do that content later this summer. Definitely. When we get it closer to free agency opening up completely in July, maybe we'll do this in like a week or so, James. That's a great suggestion. I'm going to give you a dunk for a great suggestion, James. I like that. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Let's see. Where is it? 11, my guy. You got the original Isaiah Thomas, 11. I love it. Our original president. There you go. Trevor J saying, IQ posted on his IG, I am not playing fear next year. He's not playing in fear next year. Yeah. Marquis saying more and more about how he's coming back next season to come up. He's coming up next year. Here's an interesting thing on Twitter today. I see this. This is really, really poignant and important. Now, all right, there's 2 coaches on this picture. There's Sam Cassell of the Boston Celtics, who just won a championship as an assistant coach. He has 4 championships altogether. He has 3 championships as a player, 1 for Boston, 2 for the Houston Rockets and Akeem Olajuwon. He's been an assistant coach for 15 years. He's also an All-NBA player and also an NBA All-Star. Now, Sam Cassell is like a third-team All-NBA, just so y'all know. Now, it's got a picture of J.J. Redick next to him, and it says he has none of those accolades. He has a podcast, and now he's the head coach of the Lakers. How the hell is Sam Cassell, assistant coach in this league for 15 years, getting passed over like this? This is the same thing as Adrian Griffin, getting passed over so long, and then finally Adrian gets a job and gets shafted. This is messed up. In some ways, this is true. In some ways, you could say this has to do with this pigmentation. I don't know. Sam Cassell should have got a head coaching job a long time ago. A long, long time ago. I believe in my old Seminole guy. And in some ways, this is messed up. In some ways, I saw that meme and I was like, holy crap, that is so stark and poignant. Why did Steve Nash get a job like this? Why is JJ Redick getting a job like this? I'm just saying. Yeah, there. Let's see. Trevor's saying, Monique's saying the Raptors stripes NSC at Canada's Wonderland this week. That's awesome. So the Raptors mascots are all down at Canada's Wonderland. If you guys want to ride roller coasters and get a picture with the famous Raptor, there you go. Mischief saying the faster we sign quickly, the faster we can get our better free agents. Benchmark 4.0. Yeah, I think that it's gonna all kind of be a slam dunk, and hopefully it'll happen very quickly. So we'll see, Mischief. Well, I'm crossing my fingers. We know we're gonna probably keep quickly. It's just that hopefully, like you said, it could be expedited so we can get in on the free agent market before they get snatched up too quick. Yeah, Mischief saying Juan Nunez is 6'5", 20 years old this year, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 7.7 assists. I think that's right. 2.6 steals. Better defender than Carrington. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 0.6 steals. I don't think Carrington will be better in a year than Juan. Well, Carrington's a project. This is true. But the body frame and the things and some of the skills he's got are very interesting. I don't know. Mischief, if you like Nunez more than Carrington, that's fine. I just projected on the draft and mocks, Carrington's going in the top 20 and Nunez is going in the top 40. So I'm just saying, as far as you putting Nunez higher than Carrington, I mean, I don't disagree with you. You may be right, but the experts so far at ESPN and other places are saying that that's not the case. David's saying if there is a dispute, that's where Mo comes in. Okay, if there's a dispute between you and me as far as who gets in on the time. All right. So if the comments are different, you see somebody else answer the classic card before me, or I saw somebody different, then Mo's going to look and see who she sees got it first, and she'll adjudicate. All right, we can do it that way. Even though, all right, never mind. I'll just say, I think that's fine, David. That's fine. All right, let's see. Glad that you guys got the classic card. James, good job. James is saying Jalen Suggs is a Caruso type of player. He's not worth the top 5 pick. Yeah, I'll agree with that. In some ways, once again, this league's getting bigger and bigger. Undersized players in any position are not value picks because immediately they're at a height disadvantage. In the past, maybe talent could overcome that, like Isaiah Lord Thomas, original Raptors president, because he had such an overwhelmingly good talent. He could be that kind of top player and an easy top pick. It's just not like that anymore. The league is so tall. And in some ways, these really short guards that are super good in college, they just don't translate anymore. So in some ways, I'm not about drafting anybody under 6'6". In some ways, we made jokes about this. Before it's like, oh, Lex is kind of he's like being discriminatory on height. Well, in some ways, it's got to be that way. Marquise Noel's an anomaly. Marquise Noel may have a path to still make the Raptors, but he's got a lot of work to do. And at 5'7", that's really tough to do. So I'm rooting for Marquise. I think he can carve out some sort of NBA role, but it's not easy. He's going to have to come from very far behind. Now, here's a little interesting note talking about 905 players. I went to Wicked last night with Adriana at the Princess of Wales Theater, just like Scotty did a couple of weeks ago, to go see Wicked, and he loves the theater and stuff like that. Well, I'm in there, and Adrian and I are sitting in the second row from the stage. It's amazing the seats we had. And I turn around and I look over behind me, and there's Mohamedou Gay. That's right. I'm at Wicked last night, and Mogi was at the play also. I couldn't miss him. I mean, he's almost 7 foot. And he doesn't look like anybody else in there. So, it was pretty cool to see Mo. I couldn't go talk to him, though. It was a very crowded theater, and I wanted to try and get a picture with him. But when the end empties out, it's just chaos, and you're just trying to get out. And there was no way I could actually try and say, hey, Mohamedou, will you take a picture with me on the Raptor Street? I just couldn't get it done. But he was at the show, too, watching it alongside with us. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Let's keep going in the chat. Man, everybody's in here today. I love seeing everybody's names. There's a lot of good longtime Raptor freaks in here today. I love it. Let's see. Cowboys saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor freaks. What a view. What a view. You like the view here. It's rainy and dismal, but it's still very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I appreciate that, Cowboy. Mischief's got I see a top 4 team. And he's got the Raptor line up there. I love it. I love it, Mischief. You know what? For positivity, I'm going to give you a dunk. You're getting a dunk for positivity. I believe it too. I feel like the propaganda machine of the ESPN and the NBA is hype over like putting down the Raptors. And it's not just even the U.S. media. The Canadian media is jumping in on them too. We've heard Bob McCown say some really nasty things about the Raptors prospects in the year to come. And honestly, they're going to try and shape the perception to turn people off from ticket sales, from coming down there and supporting the team. Meanwhile, we know the classic story of the Raptors. Everybody underestimates them. Everybody puts them down. Everybody says, oh, they're not going to be that good next year. And they always surprise. So don't be surprised when this is what's going to happen again this year. That's just like Mischief said, that core right there, the barbecue core with Yak and Grady and Kelly and Oshai is actually a really good core. And we never saw it completely together in a good stretch run of a long time where they really gelled and showed exactly how powerful they can be. Because then they're healthy and they're all out there like that. Look out. And that's why I believe what Mischief's saying too. And don't believe the hype that you're hearing on TSN, ESPN, or Sportsnet. Seriously, Raptors fans. Believe what you see. Don't believe what the media is telling you. Believe what you see in Scotty. Believe what you see in Pirtle and RJ and Emmanuel is what I'm saying. Criscom's here. Good to see the great Criscom, a great prognosticator, a great predictor. The great Criscom. Let's see what he's saying today. What's good, Lex? Haven't been on in a while. Wondering who your 2 first picks are at the moment. You mean for the beginning of the draft? I mean, it's between those 2 French guys, right? Sarr and Riziker. I don't know. In some ways, I don't know what Atlanta's thinking. And Atlanta's kind of been weird. This is such a weird draft for Atlanta to be picking first. In some ways, it's very, very weird. Yeah, I don't know. In some ways, I've heard that Zachariah is the one now. And Alex Sarr has actually lost some of his draft value, and he's fallen to like 2nd or 3rd in the draft. So I'm hearing that the straight-up French guy is going to be the guy. So I don't know. Criscom, if you're talking about Raptors picks, I'm thinking Edey and Missy. Those are my 2 favorites right there. Good to see it, Criscom. I'm going to give you a dunk for returning to the chat. It's like The Rock. Finally, Criscom has returned to the chat. You're getting your first dunk of the year. You're on Grady Dick, number 1 there. All right, let's see. James saying, Lex, did you hear about the Darius Garland rumor to the Raptors? No, I haven't heard any rumor about Darius Garland coming to the Raptors. That wouldn't make any sense to me. That spot is IQ spot. And he's already entrenched and starting to be like really taken to our team, even though he's not officially signed back. It wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. Why would we get Darius Garland? I've heard Darius Garland rumors to San Antonio like crazy, stuff like that. But I have not heard anything to Toronto. I don't think it's realistic or it makes any sense. Seriously. Mischief saying if the Raptors draft Zach Edey, Zach is going to be to basketball Olympics with Team Canada. Let's go. That would be great for developing Zach. Yeah, this is a big question mark for Rowan Barrett Sr. and Jordy Fernandez. Will Zach be available for Paris Olympics, depending on which team drafts him? And I think if Masai drafts him, well, it's a good chance Zach's going to be going with his teammates, RJ Barrett and Kelly Olynyk, to try and get gold for Canada. So there's something there too. Like, do it for the country. Maybe spiteful teams in the U.S. and USA Patriots will be like, they can't have Zach. We'll draft Zach and we'll tell them he can't play for Canada. You know, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but this could be a wrinkle like a Windhurst. That, you know, there may be a team out there that just gets Zach, and then they're like, no, you can't play for Canada. You have to be at Summer League in Vegas representing our team. You know, that's something. So if we could get Zach in Toronto, yeah, that's going to help Rowan Barrett Sr. out a lot there, right there. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Smooth saying, join the stream late. Draft isn't my thing, man. I defer to all of you. There you go, Smooth. You know what? You missed the classic card of the day. And look who it was. It was a Rocket, Smooth, and it was your guy that was very, very easy. Look who it is. It's Scotty. It's funny. My clue was he's related to Toronto Raptors champion. Yeah, that's a pretty good clue, huh? If you know the connection, write it in the chat. If you know the connection between Scottie Pippen and one of our Toronto Raptor champions and name that champion, if you could tell me that, then maybe David will give you some trivia points. How about that? A little bonus Raptor Freak trivia today. Tell me what Toronto Raptor champion has a connection to Scottie Pippen. And if you tell me the right answer, maybe David will give you some points. It's up to him. Let's see. David is saying you would have been cringing with the struggle for the classic card, Smooth. Yeah, that's just right up his alley. Scottie Pippen, Houston card. I mean, that's his team, and he was watching the Rockets when this team was around with Barkley and Olajuwon, I'm sure. Yeah, Yeah, the Pippen card. That's right. Smooth saying, big rumor, Paul George will opt out and get moved to Golden State. Wow, I kind of like that move. I think that's a nice new fresh look for Pacific Division with Paul George going from the Clippers to the Warriors. That'd be very interesting. I do think Paul George will be leaving the Clippers this season and this offseason. And I think that he'll either go to Philadelphia or maybe that move. I think that sounds right. Sign and trade. Okay. Okay. Most saying, Lex, I think, hang on. I think Shere Khan meant Drew Carter. Drew Carter. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me write that in. Let me see who Drew Carter is. And I appreciate you kind of like helping me out. No, I don't know who that is. Drew Carter. No, I don't know who that is. That's too common a name. I don't know who that is. Let's see. Seymour saying who for though? For Paul George? I don't know. They could trade they could trade Klay Thompson, right? Or something. I don't know. They could trade Draymond for all I care. Draymond's on the Clippers all of a sudden. Paul George is on the Warriors or something. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Amit's here. He's saying Tracy McGrady. That's just really random, Amit. Good to see our trivia champion, season 3 trivia champion, Amit Gaming in here. He's just dropping Tracy McGrady in the chat just for fun. Let's see. David's saying 50 points if anyone can name the connection Lex is referring to. Ahmet got it. Bam, son. No, that's not right. That's not the championship player. That's not right. It's not Tracy McGrady. That's not right. Listen to my question real quick. All right. What Toronto Raptors champion, like he's a champion on the Toronto Raptors 2019 championship team, has a connection to Scottie Pippen, and why? It's a very simple answer. Most Raptor freaks might know this. Some may not. Some may not. Yeah. It's not Tracy McGrady. That's not the right answer, Ahmed. No, that's not who he wasn't on the championship team or anywhere near it, right? Tracy McGrady. I'm talking about one of the guys who got rings on the Raptors the year in 2019. What player was related to Scottie Pippen at that time, and why? How? What was it? Yeah, if nobody gets it, this is actually worth more than 50 points, obviously, because nobody's getting it off the top of their head right now. It's crazy. All right, let's see what else. Smooth saying at Seymour, a Warriors insider reported it as soon as June 30th. No, it's not Kawhi, guys. Why would it be Kawhi? How's he related to Scottie Pippen? I'm talking about related, like not like totally blood related. I don't know. Eskimo cousins. What is that term? Something like that. Marlon Toby's here. Good to see Marlon Toby. Longtime Raptor freak. We haven't seen him in a bit. Devin Carter is who they're referring to. His dad is the coach from Miami. Okay, Devin Carter. All right. We got this right. All right, here we go. Smooth got it. Smooth got the bonus question. Eric Moreland, Toronto Raptors champion. Eric Moreland. Y'all don't even remember that name, do you? He was dating Pippen's wife when we won the championship. Yeah, he was with Larsa. Larsa's her name. Yeah. All right, so Smooth Brown Man's getting the points. Yeah, Eric Moreland was dating Scottie's wife, like he was with her when we won the championship. He was like our third center. He never played, Eric Moreland. So, yeah, that's the connection. And Smooth gets it. David, you can adjudicate how many points you want to give Smooth for that. Yeah, you got to – yeah. All right, I'm going to do an instant scout on Devin Carter right now because we finally got the name right. I appreciate Marlon Toby for clarifying for us. All right, Devin Carter went to South Carolina. He's from Miami. His dad played, right? Isn't he the son of somebody? He's the son of Anthony Carter, who used to play. And Anthony Carter is actually a former Raptor, guys. So if this guy ended up on our team, he'd be a legacy player like Gary Trent Jr. So he's 6'3". He's a point guard, I guess, and he's let's see, he's the Big East Player of the Year. Okay, where's he getting mock draft at? Like that may be a big thing. It's like I wouldn't have looked at him partly because it could be that he wasn't around our range. All right, let's see what I see in him. I'll do the instant scout on him real quick. All right, this is him. Jay Billis's top prospects for 2024. Providence's Devin Carter. All right, let's see what we see. All right, what is this bullshit at the beginning? This is an ad. All right, I don't need to see Jay Billis getting popcorn. Fuck that clip. I'm not watching that one. All right, I'm moving down. Yeah, why am I watching Jay Billis get popcorn? What the fuck is this? All right, here. I'll go to the Devin Carter highlights and NBA draft scouting report. It's 5 minutes. I won't watch the whole thing. All right, here we go. Where is he? All right, he's at the top. He looks like a big point guard. Look at how he slipped down the lane right through the defenders, and he's making a post move. That's very interesting. All right, let's see here. He gets the ball, he passes it out. There's a nice three. So that's a nice quick pass, and he got movement and a paint touch to make that happen. That's good for Darko's offense. Let's see, what is this? It was a block. So they're showing a whole bag of tricks here. Here he is. He disrupted a pass coming up behind the postman and jumping up over and knocking it out of his hand before he got it. There he is driving and kicking it to the corner three. That's pretty good. So I'm seeing a multi-talented guy here that can do a lot of different things. There he is finishing in transition with a little spinneroonie. Okay, there's a three, and it looks like it's about 2 feet out. It wasn't totally clean, but it was good. He made it. Let's see. What is this? He's got the postman is posting up. But he dunked. He blocked him. That's pretty good. I was like, what is that highlight? Okay, they're messing up, and then he gets in transition. He's got one man to beat, two on his back, and he lays it up over the guy. Wow, he had 3 guys on him in a fast break transition. It was a 1-on-3, and he beat them. That's pretty good. Okay, there's a nice catch and shoot 3 from the side. Man, yeah, this guy's got some pretty good skills. I'm guessing this guy's a top 10, right? This guy's a top 10. And man, he'd be awesome to have on our team, but like, I don't know if it's really realistic that we're going to get anywhere near him. The other thing is, once again, I'm not real big on drafting point guards this year, guys. I feel like Emmanuel needs to have his time to establish. And once again, the Scotty point guard people aren't going to go away, y'all. So bringing in more point guards on our team, whether it's Darius Garland or whoever, it don't make no sense because we want Scotty to take more of the workload of the point guard as time goes on. Just trust me on this. And Emmanuel's the right kind of point guard that can kind of be a shooting guard at any time when Scotty wants to play point. It's a really nice fit right now. And in some ways, like I've said many times in the last couple of months, the Raptors need a backup point guard that is not a rookie project. They need a backup point guard like Kyle Lowry. That's who they need. That's who they need right there. Maybe DeLon Wright. Those kind of point guards that have been in the league a little while, they can steady the backup crew because the Raptors' biggest Achilles heel since Tampa really has been the backup point guard, Malachi Flynn. Absolute fail. And when your backup point guard doesn't run your bench right, your bench sucks. That has been the biggest reason why the Raptors bench has sucked in the last couple of years. Everybody's been like, the Raptors have no bench. That's because we have no backup point guard that's running it in a sound way that leaded it and made it into something like Fred VanVleet did before Malachi Flynn. Malachi Flynn was an absolute bust at being a point guard. Not only was he bad himself, he was bad at helping his teammates be better also. So we spun our wheels with Malachi. And so don't get mad at me for being not interested in drafting another point guard project like a Malachi Flynn. Because honestly, we need to get somebody who's proven to shore up that position. Dennis Schroeder is a between starter and backup point guard. But when he played backup point guard for us last season, our bench was fine. Did you notice that? That is like, oh, they did put Gary in the starting lineup. They took Dennis and put him on the bench, and all of a sudden the bench was better just because Dennis was running the backup. That's what I'm saying. So we need either Kyle, DeLon, Corey Joseph, somebody like that to be our backup point guard this year coming up on a veteran minimum contract. That's the smartest way to do it. But yeah, Devin Carter looks great. He looks talented. I don't think he fits with what we're doing in Toronto, though. That's what I would say right there. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see. Where are we on here still? Thank you guys for bringing up. I hadn't scouted him yet, so I appreciate that, Marlon. I'm gonna give Marlon a dunk for showing up today and participating in the chat. I'm trying to give everybody who is not normally talking to us a little bit more interaction. So Marlon's getting a dunk for making his voice heard today. All right, let's see. David's saying Jeremy Lin. No, that's not who it was. It's Eric Moreland, and that's good stuff. Yeah. I know Vince Carter was related to Tracy. Yeah. Let's see. Amit did say, I didn't even know. They didn't know about the Eric Moreland stuff. Smooth's getting a dap. 100 points to Smooth Brown Man for answering the Eric Moreland extra trivia. Yeah, and he's saying she's stacked, man. Still stacked. And she's not with Michael Jordan's son anymore. That was the next relationship, or who knows how many in between. I'm just saying, Larsa Pippen is not with Michael Jordan's son anymore. So that dysfunction's over, thank God. Yeah, Amit's saying Devin Carter's like 9 to 15th pick. Yeah. I mean, if we're trading up, let's go get Zach. I don't know if we're necessarily trying to get Devin Carter. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. David's giving out the points. Let's see. Amit's saying, in my opinion, and from what I've seen, yeah, he's too high. I don't think he's realistic, Devin Carter, for our team. It's cool to see him as a legacy player of Anthony Carter. Seymour saying, man, Larsa just going round and round like a beach volleyball. Damn. Whoa. Okay. Let's see. Ahmed saying, like from other mock drafts. Yeah. No, I agree with you, Ahmed. Devin Carter is going to be too high, and he's not going to be realistic for us. Cowboys saying, I'm so glad I'm a Raptor fan. Boom and blast. Stop it. Yeah. See, Cowboys just enjoying being a Raptor fan and having fun on the Raptors Freak channel and talking Raptors. And we're excited the draft's coming up. I know the anticipation, the thinking about what could be. Then when we get the new player, we're going to celebrate and we're going to talk about them and overanalyze them, I'm sure. And we'll have so much fun on Thursday and Friday this week doing the Thursday Think Tank and the Friday Freak Out. So, yeah, we're going to be talking draft for most of this week. So be ready for it. Yeah. Let's go. Let's see. Smith saying, hey, I'll take her. Ha. Okay, y'all. Tread lightly. Y'all are, being kind of pigs, but it's all good. Ahmed saying, I think he could also play the 2. He's very similar to what Davion Mitchell was supposed to be. Devin Carter. Yeah, I could see that. His length and his body looks like he could guard 2s. Most saying, W stream, W vibes, keep at it always. Good times approaching. Go Raptors for life. Raptor Freak family crew strong forever. There you go. And there's my cutoff by executive producer Monique. Shirkan saying, sorry, Lex, I was talking about Devin Carter. Terrence Shannon could be very well a sleeper pick who can become a good scorer. Now, that's another name I've heard and I haven't scouted. And I told y'all I was going to do extra scouts today since this is a draft focus one. So I'm going to go ahead and look at Terrence Shannon Jr. Now as another scout. Maybe I'll do 3 scouts total. So if you guys want to give me one more scout after this, I'll do it. All right, Terrence Shannon is 23 years old. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He's 6'6", and it looks like he plays small forward, wing, shooting guard. All right, yeah, he's been at Illinois and also Texas Tech. He's got quite the accolades. Ooh, there's rape allegations on him, though, apparently on his Wikipedia. That's no good. Yikes. But he was acquitted on both charges, apparently, just in June. So this is very recent legal troubles for this young man. So, yeah, that's always kind of a red flag. And we know that our very woke fan base up here may not be all about having a guy who has those kind of things in his bag. Let's see. All right, let's look at the first one. These are All-American highlights. Terrence Shannon, Jr., Illinois. All right, let's see. Where is this kid? All right, which one is he? Which number? Okay, Broom. He brought it right down the lane. He threw it down. He looks a little slight of build. He looks like he's going to have to gain some more muscle. Okay, there's a nice 3. All right, what's the next play? There's another nice 3. Maybe he's got more muscle than I give him credit. Just seeing. Okay, his shot's interesting. He doesn't put it over his head. He's one of these guys who shoots the ball in front of his face. I don't totally like those kind of shooters. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The shots that I'm seeing, there's nice form. Yeah. All right. So he's a long arm wing. And once again, I don't know. Is this guy in our draft range? In some ways, if I haven't watched them already, it's partly because I'm not thinking realistically they're going to be around what we're looking for around that time. He does have a really good 3 from what it looks like, Shannon. And he attacks the rim quite nice. Like he can adjust in air. And it looks like he can get up over the rim and throw it down, even in traffic with a little bit of contact. So I don't know. Once again, it's not really the player type that I think we should be looking for. In some ways, I see a lot of RJ's bag getting kind of stepped on with this guy, Terrence Shannon. So once again, we got to think about fit. We've got to think about fit and what we've got in our core right now and what we need. And what we need very much is big man and then rebounding. Big man and rebounding. There you go. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Cowboy is really high on Bub Carrington at 19. Let me see. I'm going to get really high on Strawberry Amnesia. Yeah, I like Bub. I like Bub a lot. I think that he's a project, but he has a lot of potential possibly for being in the NBA. Let's just put it that way. Bob Carrington. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see. Smooth saying, I have a trivia question for you. Okay, bring it. Bring it, Smooth. All right, let's see if David will give me any trivia points for this. Which former Toronto Raptor went out with a social media lady? She is well known within the NBA community. Oh my gosh. All right. Are you talking about Terrence Ross and Amber Rose? Is that who you're talking about, Smooth Brown Man? I will guess that. Yeah, social media lady. Is that who you mean? Amber Rose? Did I get this right? Exactly. Terrence Ross and Amber Rose is what I'm going to guess on that. Trevor Jason, I saw Amir Johnson yesterday playing on the Big Three. Yeah, that's the great thing about Ice Cube's league is professional basketball players can extend their career a couple more years and play in that Big Three league, which is actually kind of really entertaining, honestly, if you watch it a bit. That's cool. Good to see our guy Amir, a great Raptor. We love Amir so much. Still getting competition, getting a chance to get out there and play. He can still play. We know he can. Yeah, Seymour saying Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka. Okay, Serge Ibaka. Cowboys saying later, Lex and Raptor Freaks, have a great and safe day. Let's fucking grow. There you go, Cowboy. You grow too. Dap, dap, dap to Bradley. And Bradley, listen to your message I left you on your phone. Seriously, and give me an answer of what you're thinking. Ryan Dunn, I did look at already, Amit, but I kind of want to look at him again. I kind of did my spiel on Ryan Dunn earlier at the beginning of the stream. I kind of did my 2 cents on him, saying he's a very good defensive player. Wow, the wind's picking up here. But I think his offensive game is nil. So in some ways, you're getting a one-way player, and he's only defense, Amit. It's scary. He has no shooting skills, and he can't even shoot free throws. So he's very dangerous. As much as he's the best defensive player in the draft, the other side of the ball is not attractive. Let's just put it that way. Not attractive. Yeah. All right. Dun, dada. That's right. If y'all need help, call Tada. That's Bradley, 647-833-6844. He can come and help you clean up or do whatever you need done. He's a handyman. He'll help you with all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, that's a good question. Gary Trent, you guys are guessing. You guys are guessing too. XRP Army, XRP Ripple Baby. Is it Terrence Ross? Amit Gaming, you're right. Wait, but did he say it before I read it? Because I got it. Were y'all doing trivia with him or for me? Smooth, you got to designate this. Is this a trivia question for me or for them? Because we did have a past segment where y'all would try and stump me with Raptors questions. That's the thing. And we had people who come in here and ask, I have a trivia question for you. And I'll be like, okay. And it would be solely just for me. Because obviously I'm not on the chat and typing it in. And I did give my answer. So David has to adjudicate this the way he wants to. But you're saying Amit got it first? Okay, this is too confusing. Either we're going to have everybody do it, or I don't know. David, you're the judge. You tell me how you want to handle this. Let's see. I heard SMTH something about it a few years ago. Didn't think that it was right, though. No, it is right. It is right. Amber Rose and Terrence Ross were very much an out in public couple for a while there. In some ways, it's a weird situation. He broke her heart. He did. He broke her heart. She very much loved Terrence, but Terrence, he broke up with her. I think that's the true story of how it went down. Yeah. Of course, then she went and got with Wiz Khalifa, who's not, looks kind of like Terrence in some ways. Let's be real here. So it kind of makes sense. All right. So yeah. Let's see. Smooth's laughing at Fiercey. She took her message back. She didn't want me to read it. Not accurate. Amit saying he asked you, but I saw Seymour, so I put in one. It's all good, Amit. It's all good. We'll let the commissioner of trivia adjudicate on this. He can give out points to you and me if he wants to, because we both got it in separate ways. You got it before I said it, but I didn't see your comment when I answered. I scrolled up and saw your comment later, so I saw it too. So I got it too, technically, also. Let's see. Cowboy saying alley-oop to Fiercey, the eye candy. All right, are we going to do this? I mean, we've been having some questionable comments today, and now you're calling one of our favorite ladies on the chat, Fiercey, the eye candy. I mean, she indulged in it in some ways. She doesn't mind it. She doesn't mind the appreciation. All right, 118 for Fiercey. And yeah, I mean, if she's like, no, or hey, in some ways, guys, come on now. these are our friends and stuff. It is what do you guys do what you do. That's right. I don't want to be controlling. In some ways, you guys be yourselves. Is how it is. All right. Nah, Lex gets the points. All right. I get the points. All right. Something is short for. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. David's saying it was a casual trivia question for Lex, it seems. Okay. So he's not even going to give me points. He's just going to say, I got it. Strawberry amnesia, red card. All right, give me Tom. Thank you. Strawberry amnesia. That's the symbol for amnesia. A tornado. I mean, there was a tornado in the play I watched last night. Dorothy. Yeah, that was a pretty good production of Wicked. I saw Wicked 10 years ago, and this one was better. They told the story more cleanly. Like I understood the story way better this time. The other time was kind of all over the place. It was weird. Smooth saying, yeah, she was at Raptors games. Amber Rose, yeah, she was coming to games. Of course, we had the Kardashians coming to our games for a little while when Chris Humphries was on our team. That actually could have been an answer to this also. There's multiple answers to this question. It could have been Chris Humphries and Kim Kardashian, y'all. He was with Kim Kardashian in like 2010. Seriously, like way, way back. She was dating Chris Humphries, who was a power forward for the Raptors. And she came to Raptors games way back then. The Kim, Kanye's ex. Yeah, before Kanye. This is all true. This is very true. Very, very true. So in some ways, do I get bonus points for bringing up the other one that's exactly the same thing? Social media person, I guess. I don't know. In some ways, all right, let's see. Alley-oop to Tom Duke. All right, we'll give Tom Duke an alley-oop for his emoticon work has been top-notch today. I'm not going to lie. In some ways, Tommy's playing the emoticons like Elton John would play the piano right now. He's switching out in and out emoticons like, I don't know how he's doing it, man. This dude's good, man. He's good. 71 dunks for Tommy right now. 71. Yeah. Yeah. Emoji troll. Yeah. I mean, I should have said emoji gnome. I'm sorry, Tommy. No, you could troll through that. I'm sure you could. But nah, you're a good force. You're a good force. It's like, I don't know. What is the right woodland creature or not woodland creature or mythical, whatever, to be like? I keep thinking of like the underwear gnomes on South Park and how they came and got the underwear. And in some ways, you do your work at night, like the Tooth Fairy. And I don't know. That's why I'm trying to rationalize it here. I'm sorry. This is the weird part of the stream. So this is the extra bonus material. The other stuff, the more important, like official stuff is earlier. The real ones will stay through the weird strawberry amnesia period here. All right, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, all right. We may get a little weird here, but I do still have to respect the 2-hour limit. Let's see. Yeah. Ahmed's saying, wait, that was a points type question? And David said no. See, this is the thing. David's the judge now, Ahmed. He's the commissioner of trivia. This is the weird spin for this season. I'm just the host. In some ways, I'm going to tell the questions and show the classic cards. But David is the one who tells who gets what points and for what. And he's like picking how many points things get. Like I should be writing down what the points were today in some ways. David, I hope you're writing down the points for today awarded. And if you could officially text me the points, just so I don't have to go through the chat and remember who got what, because we've given points to multiple people today. And in some ways, if you've been keeping track, if you could write that down and send it to me after in a text, that'd be really helpful for me to be able to update the trivia standings in the comments after the stream today. And also, please, David, if you want, you could start keeping the standings on a spreadsheet just like I do yourself if you want, and we can gauge what's accurate between two just in case. And if there's a dispute, we'll get Monique to judge once again. All right, cool. All right, we're figuring this out. Maybe that should have been production meeting on the phone with David instead, but yeah, we'll figure this out. All right, let's see. Fiercey saying, Lex, I said it was Trashian, but forgot Amber Rose was also popular. Yeah, there were two answers to that question that was given just now. There were two answers. There's actually multiple answers, probably. I mean, we could start talking about Serge. I think Serge was dating Tiffany Haddish for a little bit there. I don't know. She's an actor, though. She's not like the other the other two situations. So I don't know. There's a couple of famous people that get dated by Raptors, I'm sure, all over the place. And there's probably a ton we don't know anything about, and we don't need to. is what I'm saying. And the whole history of the 30 years of the Raptors, I'm sure this has happened quite a few times. All right, let's see. Salute to Chris Humphreys. There you go. I love it, Seymour. I'm gonna give you a dunk for showing respect to old school Chris Humphreys. That's an old school Raptor right there. That's how you know you're a Raptor freak. We're showing respect to Chris Humphreys today. Seymour, you're at 72 now. Let's see. Brian's here. What's up, Freak Nation? What's up, King? What's up, the King? Y'all watch To The Point. He's been putting out really cool stuff. Brian, I watched your interview with the guys' international stuff when you did the piece recently on the state of international basketball with Jokic, and you had the coach from Lithuania there and your buddy who's in Spain. Yeah, that was awesome, man. That was a great episode on To The Point. I recommend y'all watch that channel. King Hussein Brian is awesome, and I'll probably be on his show again sometime this summer, y'all, coming up. He may be coming here to ask me to be on his show again. I mean, I did last summer, and I told him I'll come by every year. So yeah, I'll probably show up on To The Point. Y'all check out that channel. I'll put his channel in the comments so y'all can follow it if you aren't already following Brian. Yeah, it's good stuff. And he has some really cool content out this summer recently. So good to see you, Brian. Always good to see you, man. David's saying, thanks. I've been just listening to the stream and working on Tuesday trivia questions. I'm having fun with it. Thanks, Lex, for letting me be a part of it. David, man, dude, listen, in some ways you're in my Patreon and you're like #1 Patreon helper. And in some ways, this is part of the perks is like you're getting to be the commissioner of the trivia and helping to run this. So David's writing the questions today and he's going to send them to me. And I will have them, and we're going to I'll go through with them and see if they're, how they are, and we'll work together and we'll have them for Tuesday. So just so y'all know, I'm not writing the scripts anymore. David is. So that's the big twist for this season of trivia, guys. To keep it fresh, to keep it fun for you guys and more entertaining. And in some ways, I'm all about the unpredictability and the ride of what's going to happen with this season in our Raptor Freak trivia. Because who knows? It's going to be from the classic card every day, him adjudicating on how easy it is, Scottie Pippen, okay. But yeah, this was yesterday's. You got today's and yesterday's. This is why this is 200. All right, I got to get them right. This is 50 points, and this is 200 points. That's how it is now, Amit. Just so you know, David is giving different point totals on how difficult the cards are at this point. So it's going to be an interesting season all year long. We've started the 4th season of Raptor Freak Trivia. We have very early scoring. It's not even the first week's over. And we're going until the next Larry O'Brien is given in the NBA. And that is when we crown our trivia champion. Amit Gaming winning season 3, coming from behind in the second half of the season and a real sprint to overcome Fiercy Salsera. Absolutely a fantastic season for Fiercy. She was amazing in trivia the whole year long. And man, what a great season it was. Competitive right down to the wire. So yeah, we're looking forward to a great 4th season with Trivia Commissioner David running things, and of course our Commissioner Fund Trevor J funding the project also. So let's see. Seymour saying, which Raptor had the best in-game dunk? I had to say Vince has had the best in-game dunks in the history of the Raptors. I mean, at that era and that time, he did stuff that was insane. And it was a very physical era still at that time. And Oakley was there and he had his back. But yeah, Vince has probably had the best in-game dunk in the history of the Raptors. But that is open to get changed. I mean, I'll give Vince respect in the right places. But in some ways, he doesn't have to have his jersey retired. We can make a statue of him doing one of those crazy dunks. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Smooth saying Chris Humphreys was actually a good player. Yeah, when he was on our team, he wasn't as good. But when he went to other teams later, like New Jersey and Utah, he played a little bit better in other places. But yeah, he's an interesting player. In some ways, he was undersized. Mischief saying my top 5 drafts are Zach Edey, Kel Ware, Tyler Smith, Juan Nunez, and Carlton Carrington. I'd be happy with any 2-piece, Bobby and Masai. There you go, Mischief. Thanks for chipping in your 5 picks. He's been sharing his thoughts on the draft a lot in the chat the last couple months, and I respect Mischief's point of view and how he's looking at things right now. So thank you, Mischief, for your contribution. I'm gonna give you a dunk base, man. And if we play ball, I want you to come out there and play center for us, man. Seriously, we're getting serious about this, Jay. And I want you to come to Oakville and come play ball with us. They played last night, but I didn't go. And when they do it again, I want to bring you guys with me. It's going to be fun. Tom's saying, all right, let's see. I like troll, suits me. I that was a slip of the tongue, and I didn't mean it as a derogatory thing. I don't want you to be the emoticon troll. I'd rather you be the emoticon gnome or not the dwarf. You're a huge man. There's no way you're not the emoticon dwarf. No, you'd be like the emoticon giant. That's what I should call you, the emoticon giant. Well, the emoticon giant has come quietly in the night, tiptoeing through your house of china and breakable items, and has switched the emoticons in the channel once again. So yeah, emoticon giant. That's what it'll be. And the image is that Tom tiptoeing through the house like a Looney Tunes character, changing the emoticons in my house while I'm sleeping. There you go. That's what it's going to be. There you go. Yeah. Have a good day, everyone. We love you, Tommy. Thank you so much for everything you do on the Raptor Freak family, man. You're awesome. And I want to do this crazy drive, the drive to Tom. I'll bring it up more later in the future and privately with you about possibilities for next summer. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Seymour saying, salute the chef out in BC. That's right. Top notch. The chef. That's right. Good work, David. Tommy saying, and Cowboy saying, I like that D Rose dunk. That time he took it all the way down the court for a dunk. Yeah, man. Another really important dunk in the Raptors history is the James Johnson cocked it back and jammed it on him. Just dunk. I mean, that dunk was just such an attitude. In some ways, part of it was like, well, can you conclude Vince's dunk on Frederick Weiss in the Olympics? Because that is one of the nastiest in-game dunks in the history of basketball, all around. Like, I don't care. You could have any team. Talk about a Raptor. I'm just saying. And then, because he wasn't in a Raptors jersey, but still, he was a Raptor at that time. And then also, I'm telling you, James Johnson, that dunk, that cocked it back and jammed it on him. That's really good. I like dunks with contact with other people where you elevate over them, obviously. All right, let's see. Cowboy, let's see. David's saying, I have OCD. I have a spreadsheet. I'll share it with you. Okay, so David's already doing this. Okay, good. Good. In some ways, if you take care of scoring, you could even post the comment after the stream of your official scorecard after the stream if you want to. And I won't even take care of that anymore. This guy's taking some of the workload off me, guys. Seriously, this is amazing. Let's see. David saying, I do payroll and scheduling for 55 contractors. I have accurate details, everything we need. Okay, see, David's already doing this stuff in his real job. I mean, this is a real job too. But I'm just saying, he's doing this in his 9-to-5 job. Administrating bridge officials. So he's already doing all kinds of paperwork and stuff like this. All right, this is perfect. Trevor's saying Tuesday mock draft at 8 p.m. Wednesday preview draft at 6 p.m. There you go. Commissioner Jay giving us the itinerary for this week. This draft is on Wednesday, y'all. We need to be ready for the draft, 8 p.m. Yeah, we'll see who the Raptors pick at 19 or if they shift their pick around in a trade. That'll be crazy. Seymour saying OG and the girl in the sundress. Yeah, but we don't know who the girl in the sundress is, Seymour. So does that really count as a liaison between a Raptor and a personality from social media? I don't think it counts. I'm bet you Gary, maybe. I don't know. Do you think Gary's had a liaison with some sort of social media hottie or baddie or something like that? Probably. There's a very high chance of that. But these people may not be that mainstream as an Amber Rose or a Kim Kardashian. Yeah. All right, let's see. Fiercey saying Lex is asking why his stream's going into demon time. Yeah, that's the proper term. There you go. That's the proper term. Holy shit. If Scotty watches this, he's gonna think that's so funny, Fiercey. Seriously, I'm serious. That's funny as hell. Seriously, that's what it is. It's Sunday morning, guys. Come on now. And she's saying, W Stream fam, and enjoy the rest of your day. We love you, Fiercey, so much, MJ. You're so awesome. Your personality is just the best. Yeah, I don't know. These guys are fiends, I guess. Yeah, they're demon time. All right. Yeah. All right, let's see. Cowboy saying alley-oop to Uncle St. David. All right, we'll give David an alley-oop. All right. This stream is crazy. This has been a weird stream. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's see. Fiercey, yes, Throng for Tada. Let's go. Let's effing go, Raptors. That's right. David's got, all right, here we go. 50 points for easy, 100 for average, 150 for harder, and 200. Lex never heard of the guy, and Smooth has no idea. So you get a 200 if it's like this guy. This guy was a 200 because I had never seen him before. He played in the 90s or something like that. I'd never seen him before. Sergei Bazarevich. Yeah, I don't know, man. Did he even make it here? It was like, I mean, he's wearing the jersey on the card. He must have. Yeah. I'm fiercely saying thank you. Trivia was fun. You're welcome. And please continue to participate, Fiercey. I want to see your name in the top 5 still. I think that you are such a brilliant, smart person. And the way you were killing it with the trivia all year was awesome. It was so awesome. But yeah, I hope you'll continue to jump in and get questions when you can. Maybe you're not as in the mix at the top, but if you're in the top 5, that would be very respectful. Seriously, yeah. Dap all around, guys. And I'm gonna have to wrap it up, guys. I know that we have a cutoff. I got 20 minutes, and then I have to absolutely get off the air because I'm 2 hours. That's the fine cutoff at this point. There's always 2 hours. No more Lexathons. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Chris comes saying, thanks for the response, bro. I was asking any of the rap picks. I should have been more specific, but I'll take 2 for 1. Looking forward to the draft. If you know of any spots in the 6, let me know. You mean places to live or places to hang out or something? Once again, Chris, you got to be a little more specific, but I can tell you a couple of both kind of categories: places to live or places you want to go hang out or places to check out. Yeah, just, I don't know, message while we're still here, I guess, real quick. Cowboy saying, I'm down to go to Oakville if everything works out. There you go. I know Bradley can play some ball. Yeah, let's go down there. That'll be fun. I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys on top of what's going on. Keon Clark is my favorite in-game Raptors dunk. Well, everything he did was cartoonish because he was just crazy long. He could actually probably reach the rim just standing on his feet. So, I mean, it was fun. He was definitely a fun player to watch. But also, you got to take into account, he was absolutely blitzed and drunk every time he was on the court when he played for the Raptors. He absolutely was sauced every single time. Seriously, that's true. The poor guy had a real problem. Brian saying, keep it going, brother. Dad, man, it's been almost 3 years, Brian. Oh, my gosh, man. And in a lot of ways, you're a big reason why I started this channel, because Brian had me on his show and stuff. Oh, man. In some ways, yeah, doing what I'm doing has been a lot of fun. And I am going to keep going. And things are going to get better and better. I'm building a studio. It's going to be very different. The stream is getting upgraded. Let's just put it that way. David saying, will do, in reference posting comment in the stream. Awesome, David. Really helped me a lot. And I can reference it and kind of see who's in there. You've seen how I've listed it in the past. If you can kind of keep that template, that'll be helpful. Let's see. Isaac's saying a dunk for David. We're going to give David I'm going to give David an unprecedented 10-pointer, because I'm telling you, man, I have a lot of appreciation for David right now. So he's at 132. Seriously. You know what? He could start getting up there near Kareem. He's got to watch out. Kareem's at 165 and David's at 132. But yeah, David, holy crap. Yeah, I'm blown away. You guys don't even know yet. This is going to be really interesting this season coming up. It's going to be really interesting. It's a transition summer, just like the Raptors season was last year. Yeah. All right, let's see. Shirkan saying, W stream, got to go. Let's go Raps. W right back at you, Shirkan. I'm going to give Shirkan a 5-pointer real quick. I'm going crazy right now. I'm going to give Shirkan a 5-pointer for all of his work on Raptors tonight. Once again, I don't say that. I mean it. Like, Randy Urban knows Shirkan because he's in that chat every single time, and he has the best questions. And his questions are so good right after the end of the game. Shirkan is awesome. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see what else we're seeing. Cowboy saying later. Once again, Brian saying, I agree with some picks. We just dropped a video on that. Awesome. So check out Brian's draft video. He can let you know who he's thinking on To The Point. T.O. The Point. It's a YouTube channel that's based on the Raptors mostly and Team Canada and just Canadian basketball. Brian's awesome, and I'll probably guest on his show very much soon. I wanted to come and do the show again in the next couple months, sometime this summer. Things are still really hectic and crazy for me right now, Brian, but we'll get in contact. We have our avenues to be in touch. I fully intend to appear on your show soon. Fiercely saying, I got most points for the Drake trivia. Yeah, we did Drake. One of the trivias this year, and it's in the archives if you guys want to watch it. Yeah, Fiercely killed it on that Drake trivia. Killed it. She did. Smooth saying, this week we're going to find out where Bruce Brown is going. Yeah, that's probably likely. It's going to be, that's what he's saying on his Twitter. He's saying that right now. This is going to be an interesting week. And Fiercey's got my cutoff again. Thank you, Fiercey. Alley-oop to Isaac, the farmer. Yeah, Isaac was so benevolent with his ganja. Isaac is so benevolent with his ganja, man. Isaac holding down in Ottawa for us, man. Let me see. Where's Isaac here? Oh, Isaac's going to 7. And you know what? I'm going to give Isaac a 5 also. Isaac, you're at 74, man. You're getting a 5-pointer. Isaac's so awesome. Isaac's just he's just one of the coolest Raptor freaks, man. He is. He came to Toronto. He was awesome when I met him, and like he's just slick. He's just a slick dude, real slick dude. All right, alley oop to Brian. Yeah, I'm gonna give Brian a big dunk here too. Brian's on this list too, I believe. Let me see. Where's Brian's gotten dunks in the past? I'm pretty sure. If he hasn't, we're gonna get Brian on here right now because I know Brian had frequented. Oh yeah, there he is. Brian's got one already this year. So we're going to give Brian a 5 too. So you got that Bill Russell 6, or should I say a Corey Joseph 6? There you go, Brian. You got 6 dunks now. You just got a 5-pointer. Bam. Yeah, I'm being very generous today. I'm being benevolent, just like Isaac. All right, we got 15 minutes. Wow, it seems like time. This is good. Carlos saying most consistent Raps pod, Raptors free grinding every day, even on the off season. I know it's Sunday on like a beautiful weekend, but hey, I'm home. I'm out in the country and things are good. Things are good. Yes, sir. Dap. See, Tommy's got my trees ready for me. This is what I'm talking about. He's a Moticon giant. You know about Andre the Giant? Well, Tommy is like a Moticon giant. And look at this. He's even got the chipmunks out there. I will start talking to them. Seriously. If they come out here, like at some point, I'm going to try and get their trust. I see these Instagram accounts, like Chippy the Chipmunk. And this person's like feeding the chipmunk on all their stories. I'm like, I could do that. I'm going to try and get that skill and incorporate it with the stream at some point because there are tons of chipmunks out here. And I have brokered contact. Still working on getting more friendly. All right, let's see. Chris comes saying, laugh out loud. My bad. I was talking about a spot to watch the draft. Oh, well, I would say it's always good to go down to Real Sports next to the arena. That's a great place to watch the draft in some ways. I would say go to the NBA restaurant. We went there for Monique's birthday this month, and it was absolutely great food, and it's a nice place. In some ways, I'm mad at the NBA for different reasons, but their restaurant, I had to give them credit. It's a good restaurant. So if you want to go somewhere that's like NBA themed, Chris, go to the NBA restaurant for draft night. That would be kind of cool and kind of fun to do. Maybe I should go there on draft night. I don't know. In some ways, maybe I should. Maybe get down there. I'm not trying to get anything put together, Mo, at the last minute, just so you know. But I am not thinking I will go down there for the draft. But I would say, Chris, go to the NBA restaurant. That would be a good place. Yeah, it's all good. I can help you find a place to live in Toronto, too, though. Amari Parsons, 905. Look up Amari in the phone book. He's a realtor. He can also help sell you a house. So he can also find you a place to rent. There you go. Here's just saying, can you please write Brian's channel? I can't find anything under the To The Point. Yeah, I'll post the link for Brian's channel at the end of the show so you guys can find it there. And Kareem's admiring the backdrop too. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try different ones out here over time. This has been the classic one when I've been here in the past. But there's going to be other angles and other shots I'm going to do. And it may center around some of the things I'm growing out here, guys. There may be like weird garden Raptor freak streams where I'm actually sitting in a lawn chair in the yard and kind of doing stuff. And like I said, maybe feeding chipmunks. So we'll see how it changes. I'm going back to nature, basically. Yeah. I'll get that link for Brian's channel for sure. And I'll put it in the chat, in the comments after this. Trevor's saying, happy Sunday, everyone. I have a great day. Going to do a couple of errands first. And then later on, I'm going to have a steak 48 for dinner. There you go. Trevor, once again, living that Ric Flair, woo, jet setting, high flying lifestyle. Going to games all over the place and living the best life. In some ways, Trevor, you're a role model for people to how to really enjoy life. And I appreciate you for that. I've been getting some good steaks lately too. We went to Kelsey's the other day. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Fiercey saying thank you, Lex, and bye, fam. See you, Fiercey. Holding it down in the capital region also. We love you, Fiercey. And everybody, all right, let me see. Is there any more on my rundown in the last 10 minutes real quick? Let me see. Once again, let me recap. My top 5 picks for the Raptors to target this year are Zach Edey, Yves Missy, Kyle Filipowski, Adam Bona, and Jonathan Mugbo. Now, at point guard, I also don't mind Bub Carrington and Juan Nunez. At shooting guard, I like Ryan Dunn, except for his offense. Keyshawn George. At small forward, I didn't even bring this up yet. Bobby Clintman from Australia could be an interesting player. He was very, very good. We actually saw him play, David and Peter, when we went to Carnes Taipans in the preseason last year. And this guy could be drafted to the Raptors this year. Maybe not. And then the French guy, Dadiet. I went and actually scouted him also, and he looks pretty good with his length. Not bad, not bad. He would be a pick at 31. Tyler Smith is still on my list as a possibility. And then I actually did go look at Kamachi a little bit more. And because of his background and kind of some of the raw potential with him, he could be a possibility. I would say maybe as an undrafted, maybe possibly. So in some ways, that's kind of where it's looking for me in the draft right now. Let's see real quick. Leo's life tips. He's saying your terrible job is the dream of the unemployed. Your house is the dream of the homeless. Your smile is the dream of the depressed. Your health is the dream of the ill. Don't let difficult times make you forget your blessings. Boom. There you go. You know, as bad as your life may seem, in some ways, there's some people that just be hopeful to get some of the things that you have. So yeah, always look on the bright side of life, Eric Idle, and just try and make the best of what you got. And in some ways, don't yearn for what other people got that you really wish you had. Make the best of what you got, because there are other people that will wish they had what you had. Seriously. Thank you, Leo. Oh my gosh. It's always good to stay humble and realize that life is good and you should treat it that way. All right, let's see. Is that it? Yeah, I did the Instagram stories. I don't really care what ESPN's saying today. Oh, there's birthdays. There's like a list of birthdays today, real quick. Michael Williams, early Raptors birthday. He's one of the birthdays today. David Anderson, another old Raptor. It's actually AC Earl's birthday today, guys. AC Earl was a very early Raptor center. Nando De Colo, the famous Nando De Colo exception. It's actually Nando De Colo's birthday today also. And then finally, it's the Amityville Horror's birthday today, guys. Mr. Mike James, one of the leading scorers for the Raptors in the seasons that he played for us. He was absolutely fantastic. Y'all remember Mike James, right? Yeah, the Amityville Horror. He was from Amityville, New York, and that's why he had that nickname. Mike James was a very important player for the Raptors when he played for us. Very, very important player. One of the only guys who could score, honestly. Yeah, check your WNBA teams. There's a very good competition in the WNBA league this week. So definitely check on your teams. Hopefully the undefeateds are still holding on to their leads. It looks like MK's got the lead on JP still, but very close. And then it looks like Kareem is in trouble for losing his undefeated streak. Morgan has dominated this week against Kareem in the WNBA fantasy. So there you go. There's my wrap up, guys. I appreciate everybody joining me this Sunday on a Sunday report on my recommendations for the 2024 draft for Bobby and Masai. It's a little psychedelic. It's a little crazy, this channel. That's right. It's a little crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Trevor's saying it was tough growing up, man. Listen, Trevor, you do what you do, man. You've earned it. That's what I would say. That's what I'm saying. Fiercely saying Kelsey's. Okay, Lex. Yeah, I gave it one last try. We've been going to Kelsey's, and it hasn't been like the best. And I was saying, oh, if Kelsey's isn't good this time, I'm swearing it off. Is what I did. I've sworn off Boston Pizza. I don't want to go there anymore, but I'll go to Kelsey still. And it was fine. It was fine. The air was on too cold, though. It was crazy cold. It's like everybody in there was shivering. And when we came in, the hostess wanted to sit us in the middle of like a kid's birthday party. And I'm like, no, like, can't you read the room? We're coming in. It's a couple, a man and a woman, and we want to come and sit and talk to each other. We don't want to sit in a room with a bunch of kids yelling and screaming and running around in the Kelseys. No, why would you sit us at this table right next to them when there's a whole other section on the other side where there's other people quietly eating their food? Yeah, and then they took us to the table with the most cold spot. You know what? Sometimes you go to a restaurant and there's like just air coming down on you, and you just feel like you're in a spotlight of air conditioning, and you're just like, ooh, I was like shivering. I was like, what is this? It's like I didn't know I needed to wear my sweater to Kelsey's in June. Like, I didn't realize I had to wear long sleeves just to go to Kelsey's to get a steak in June. I mean, what is this? Old man rant. That's what this is. This is an old man rant. And y'all are getting a little bit of bonus here. I guess I'll fill out the whole 2 hours just to make it look real tight and nice. So I'll just go off a little bit on air conditioning up too high in restaurants. Yeah, well, you know what? We fought the power. That's right. This other couple that's sitting near us, these other people over in the other corner, we all complained to the servers around the same time. We said, it's a little cold in here, don't you think? A little cold. And they're like, oh, the manager likes it this cold, or some stupid shit like that. Well, they did turn it down. The customer's always right. And when you have like 4 or 5 tables telling you the air is on too high at Kelsey's, well, they turn the air down. That's what they do. Yeah. There you go. That may be one of the weirdest Raptor Freak Lex rants ever in the history of this channel. A rant on Kelsey's. Yeah, man, that's right. Tommy is given the link for To The Point. That's right. He has the ability to put links in there. There you go, Fiercey. Yeah, respect for the lob. No problem, Brian. Anytime, man. Frequent us as often as you want. You know where I am and when I'm here. Yeah, David loves Leo's advice. And Cowboys saying Aaron Bradshaw, 7-foot center, undrafted. Let's go. You want him to get Aaron Bradshaw afterwards. Yeah. Fiercey saying Amityville was a real city. Wow. I thought it was only in the horror movie. No, Fiercey. That's a true story. That's the other crazy thing about that movie. That happened in a real house in the city of Amityville, New York. And it's actually a real account from a real incident. It's a little fantastic. Yeah. But there's a real house that is supposedly really this. Yes, it's all real. Yeah. It's real. It's okay. It's okay. It's real.